Imagine we are on a planet far, far away, the Twilight Planet. On this planet, everyone can temporarily switch bodies when mutually consented to, across space and time. A new proposal would make it mandatory for every scientist to regularly take part in this when chosen by different communities marginalized by science. Would you support this proposal? Our world is increasingly explained by science, but it has never just been about facts. It's always been tangled up with power, institution, profit. People call this scientization of the world. Scientization has hurt many communities, including the South American indigenous peoples. For example, less than 30 years ago, medical authorities forcibly sterilized over 300,000 Quechua people in the name of science to manage overpopulation. How does science get away with this? It's because scientization presents science as objective and neutral. Unfortunately, it's not. Like we see in the Colombian film, Embrace of the Serpents, science was on the side of the rubber industry and the view that the white race is superior, leading to horrific violences in the Amazon. Scientization doesn't aim for the truth. It biases how evidence is interpreted and how resources are allocated to favor those in power. What if scientists could switch bodies? Would they then indemnify these injustices? For example, if scientists could switch bodies with the South American indigenous Mapuche people, would they then indemnify science's complicity in the severe water shortages on Mapuche land? Would they then respect Mapuche's deep knowledge that has taken good care of the land for over 2,000 years? Scientization also made people believe that Western science is the best way to understand everything. This is related to what people call science of the gaps. Science of the gaps is whenever there's something unknown, whether it is consciousness, dark matter, origin of life, people just automatically assume it must all be science. But could science solve everything? Could it solve what are morals? What are the meanings to life? Or what are the essences to subjective experiences? Plus, science is built on exploiting billions of lives and stealing from other knowledge systems like the Islamic Golden Age, the African Mohanist healers in the 14经法会 in Chinese medicine. What if scientists could switch bodies with the South American indigenous Shuar people? Would they then indemnify science's theft of Shuar's deep knowledge on how to treat illnesses like headaches, diabetes, and tumors? Some people say body switching would not bend science towards justice, just like the DEI tokenisms, the corporate pride campaigns, the greenwashing. These are all just performances that distracts our attention away from the root injustices. It's a real concern. But anything can be co-opted by those in power to advance their own agendas. Therefore, body switching must be part of a broader movement towards justice, and we must hold people accountable to this goal. Body switching is not just a thought experiment. Recent research shows that other role-playing exercises, like with virtual reality and theater play, can all build solidarity across divided communities. What if scientists could switch bodies with the South America indigenous Yanomami people during COVID-19. Maybe more of them would have survived because science still neglects them in their public health support. My topic today reminds me of the Colombian novel 100 Years of Solitude by the Nobel laureate Gabriel Garcia Marquez. In the fictional town of Macondo, science was presented as progress by outsiders and a banana company. But it was precisely this progress that led to massacres of thousands and the destruction of the town. There was also a mysterious visitor that left behind cryptic parchments. When these parchments were finally decoded, it was like a body-switching experience because it provided epiphanies of everything that was going on and everything that was about to happen. Progress, development, innovation. These are the words written on the labels of science. And body switching teaches us to look underneath, to those who've had their knowledge erased, their forests burned, and their bodies experimented on. If we're lucky, the next scientist won't just return with data, but with memories we were never supposed to forget. Memories strong enough to rewrite the future of science on the Twilight Planet.